What's the reason you didn't call the police before? Since right now we're here because your grandparents or your parents asked you about the child and they were concerned, didn't get an answer as to where the child was, they called the sheriff's office. Why didn't you call prior to today?
I think part of me was naive enough to think that I could handle this myself, which obviously I couldn't. And I was scared that something would happen to her if I did notify the authorities or got the media involved or my parents, which I know would have done the same thing. Just the fear of the unknown, fear of the potential Kaylee getting hurt, of not seeing my daughter again.
It's important that you tell me. I mean, maybe there's something in what she said that can help us figure out where she is. What did she say?
I tried to ask her where she was, and she just kept talking about the book that she's been reading. We have videos of her reading the story, and she's telling me the story.
So she's happy and she's napping and
fine.
She's fine, she's happy.
Perfectly fine. There was nothing in the background.
Telling you about a book, telling you she no sign of any type of stress at all?
Not at all.
Great, that's wonderful. Let me ask you a question. Your daughter hasn't seen you in over a month, and she's not. She was excited.
She was excited to talk to me, but at the same time, it's crazy that she didn't get upset when she talked to me, which it hadn't been my mom.
Is that another thing? Is that another thing that makes sense to you?
She never gets upset when she talks to me, whether I haven't seen her for an entire day or if I had to work late at night and I didn't see her almost an entire day. I'm told the
last time.
If you had to work late at night, you don't have a job. Why do you know, to Brian Reich, Deputy Chief, Bergen County Sheriff's Office, have you seen this motion? I don't know if you have or not, the defense motion to preserve forensic evidence and for the court to consider additional testing, where basically the defense attacks the state and even the crime lab, like the chemistry majors, doctors and masters over at the state crime lab want to frame Casey Anthony. Have you seen that? Have you heard about it?
I have heard about it, and I think it's pretty absurd to think that the state is trying to frame her. Nobody gets a bonus at the end of the day of trying to prosecute somebody and get a conviction for a crime they didn't commit. Those people are dedicated to justice, and I think they're just reaching to try to put some spin on this case.
Well, Brian, another issue with me is Brian Reich, Deputy Chief, Bergen County Sheriff's Office. Another thing is the defense is now whining that they have not gotten discovery. Maybe I've been wrong all these years of practicing the law, but doesn't there have to be an indictment before the discovery process kicks in? Investigators are under no duty to say, come on over to our office and take a look at all our files.
Yes, I mean, that's correct. In fact, to be quite honest, I'm surprised that as much information has been released has been, and I think that the defense has benefited from that. And certainly once they're charged, once she's formally indicted, they're entitled to all of the information, all of the notes, and all of that is discoverable. And they want to control the information. That's a very important part of any investigation, controlling the info that goes out.
Out to the lines to Donna in New Jersey. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
I'd like to know, with them trying to get this website up to get money for the defense and the ridiculous statements that the defense attorney is making, who is paying for his representation?
Who is paying for the defense attorney's representation?
Yes.
Natisha, who is?
That's a really good question, Nancy, and one that nobody seems to be able to answer. There have been those rumors, however, about video possibly being sold and Jose Baez benefiting from that and somehow bringing that into the defense.
Nikki Pierce with WDBO. Any idea who's footing the bill for this defense team?
It has never been made clear whether he took the case pro bono or he's being paid. No one really knows how he's being paid.
Martin Williams with WNDB. Let's go through the process of elimination. Does Casey Anthony have a job? No.
No.
Are her parents footing the bill? That's the only possible alternative.
They don't have any money when it comes right down to it. From what we understand, they refinanced their house back in 2005, and obviously they couldn't come up with the $500,000 bond or security when she was first arrested. So who knows? Remember, there's that website that has yet to go live asking for donations for her defense fund.
Let's unleash lawyers. Raymond Judichev, trial lawyer out of Atlanta, Joe Episcopo. defense attorney out of Tampa, Florida. Ray Giudice, this is premature for the defense to start jumping up and down and screaming they haven't gotten discovery. Discovery means when the state gives you part of their evidence.
You're technically absolutely right. You don't get discovery till the indictment is filed. He can also get discovery by asking for and conducting a preliminary hearing. Everything else is being released, but he's trying to set the stage for when these crime lab reports come in or try to come into evidence at trial. He can say, Judge, a year ago, I asked for these to be independently evaluated and observed. That was denied by the state. Don't let these test results in. I think that'll fail, but that's the foundation he's laying.
At least you're honest that there's not a legitimate precedent for that to work in court, but you're right, Raymond, he is laying that foundation. But Joey Piscopo, it's a two-edged sword, a double-edged sword, because if he got, be careful what you ask for because you might get it, if he got an independent scientists to watch the testing, then they couldn't claim in court the testing was contaminated, there were sloppy conditions, there was mistesting. They completely lose all those arguments.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You know, there was a scandal in the FBI lab in the mid-90s involving certain agents in blood and hair. Cases were reversed and agents resigned.
And when was that?
He's FBI, Washington, D.C.
When?
In the mid-90s.
So,
mid-90s, yes, it was a huge lob scandal.
They over 10 years ago, that's the last time
I'm just telling you that maybe that's where he got the idea. By the way, his legal fee is the publicity he's getting. He was an unknown lawyer from Kissimmee, Florida. Now everybody knows him.